Blessings and welcome to the Path to Freedom. My name is Daniel Roquillo, and I'm, as always, grateful and honored that you are choosing to join me, that you're choosing to tune in. And I'm very grateful that you're choosing to give yourself permission to expand, that you're giving yourself permission to allow for greater and greater expressions of who and what you are to emerge in, as, and through you with such ease and grace. Not challenge-free, but still with ease and grace. I'm grateful for it. So welcome to this path to freedom, which is all about us waking up to who and what we are, which is all about us allowing for greater and greater expressions of that who and what to emerge, and which is all about us allowing for the peace and the love and the joy and the harmony and the abundance, all of these divine qualities that is fully present right where we are, as we and God are one. They are the truth and the essence of who and what we are. So I'm grateful to have you here, and that we get to co-create a field of love and high vibe and expanded consciousness. This brief little talk will be about tending to our spiritual needs. And a spiritual need, I don't exactly remember when that term came to me, but it's been with me for about a year or so. A spiritual need is different from a survival need. We have these survival needs. We perhaps need to eat, we need to sleep, we need to have some form of companionship or social activities, or these things that we need to stay alive, pretty much. And then we have what I call spiritual needs. And spiritual needs, they are not, well, in a sense, our spiritual needs keep us alive. And in an even greater sense, they keep us alive to a much larger extent than our survival needs, because our spiritual needs, it is through our spiritual needs that we get to add a dynamic to our lives. We get to add joy and bliss and stability and peace and love and harmony and all these beautiful qualities we get to allow to come forth through us tending to our spiritual needs. And I'm not going to tell you which your spiritual needs are, because we're all different. We're all unique and perfect individuals, expressions of the one. And so it is for you to define and identify your spiritual needs. But what I am going to do is that I'm going to share my spiritual needs. And I've got four spiritual needs. And these, let me go back to a spiritual need. A spiritual need is that which allows us to raise our vibration and to expand our consciousness, and to sort of bring a level of stability into our lives. And so my spiritual needs, they are meditation, what I call a breathing space, or a space where I am not obliged to do anything, just a space for me to be. I can use it to go into meditation, I can use it to something else, but it's not a space of doing, it's just a space of being. So I call it breathing space. Physical movement. And then my fourth spiritual need is that I need to have a creative outlet. And these four, when I honor them and when I tend to them, my life flows beautifully. And I get to stay in a high vibration, and I get to sort of be immune to the world, to the fear and the worry and the doubt of the world, to the low vibrations of the world. These four, when I tend to them, when I honor them, I get to stay in a high vibration regardless of what is going on around me. I mean, we're all moving through challenges as we move along this path of freedom or path of awakening. But when I tend to my spiritual needs, these challenges, they seem to dissolve. Not only seem to dissolve, they do dissolve because I am in such a high vibration that the answer and the solution to every single challenge reveals itself to me with such ease and grace. And also, when I tend to and when I honor these spiritual needs, I give myself, or I make myself open and available to catch insights. I make myself open and available to catch revelations, to catch realizations, to expand my consciousness. And so I'm gonna just briefly go through each of these four and give a brief description of what they mean to me and how I sort of honor them and how I tend to them. So let's begin with meditation. Perhaps you've joined me in the way of meditation. Meditation simply is us being fully present in the nowness of this moment. There are all manner of ways to come back to the nowness of the moment, to make ourselves fully present in the nowness of this moment. And all of these, whenever we are fully present in the nowness of this moment, then we are in meditation. And I have, for a number of years now, I've said, and it's kind of funny, I've said that meditation is more important to me than eating. I can go for a number of days without eating properly. I can go for a number of days without eating at all. I usually don't, but I could. And I wouldn't be all that affected by it. But if I go more than a couple of days without meditation, the ego begins to come crawling back into my life, and I get pulled in by opinions and judgments and point of views and perceptions and thoughts as to what should and should not be. So my mind begins to live a life of its own. I lose control over my mind. I lose control over my attention when I don't engage in meditation. And so meditation, and what is funny about this is that it was not too long ago, a few months ago, that I heard Dr. Bruce Lipton speak. And he was actually saying that as humans, we get 10%, give or take, of all that we need to stay alive, we get from food. And the rest, in his terms, the rest come from the field. I would say that the rest come from God. But he was claiming that 10% of all the energy that we need is actually coming from food. And this sort of goes with my statement that meditation is more important to me than eating or than food. Because when I'm in meditation, I get the energy that I need. I get filled up. So that's one. The other, about me needing a space to breathe or a space to just be. And these are precious moments when I toss aside all my to-do lists. I toss aside all my tasks and all my, all the things that I need to do. I put that aside and just be. And I can sit out on the balcony. Now it's getting winter here in Sweden, so it's not that cozy anymore, but during the summer, I can be out on the balcony and just watching the fields and just watching the lake, listening to the birds as they are doing whatever they're doing. I can go for a walk and seek to be present, or just, let my mind go wild. Or I can do something else. But I'm not engaging in conversation. I'm not studying. I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything but I'm just being. And these moments, they allow, I catch a lot of insights in meditation, and I catch a lot of revelations, and I catch a lot of realizations in meditation. But these moments when I'm just being, these breathing spaces, they are so valuable to me, because I catch, it's like I'm even more open and available to the still small voice, the voice of intuition, or the voice of spirit, or the voice of God that speaks from within me, that is eternally whispering and speaking and whispering words of guidance and wisdom. And so these are invaluable, these moments in between. And we also have, or I also have, physical movement, and it is imperative for me that I move my body at least 3-4 times a week in order to allow for the body to stay healthy and free from pain and free from aches and free from illnesses and diseases and all of that. I need my physical exercise, not only for my physical health, but for my mental and emotional health. If I go too long, which I sometimes do because I neglect it, but if I go too long without physical exercise, my whole being begins to act up. So it's very important. It's very important for me to engage in physical movement at least 3-4 times a week. And then I have the creative outlet. And this by nature is the easiest one for me to tend to and to honor, being that I have my own business, being that I'm an entrepreneur. I'm in a constant flow of creativity. I'm in a constant space of creativity. But there have been moments where, for whatever reason, when I've not been able to have this creative space for a period of time. I remember, it's a number of years ago now, but my computer broke down, and I do pretty much all of the work on my computer. And so for about a week and a half, perhaps even longer, I was sort of bereft or robbed of my creative space. And my God, I moved into such a dark space and a dark place. It was almost as if I got depressed. And there actually is a saying that depression is lack of expression. So having a creative space, a space where spirit gets to express itself in us and through me, it is so important for me. As with everything else, there needs to be a balance and there needs to be stability. And so I need to, and this is a reminder to myself, because I tend to forget, or actually I don't forget, but I tend to over prioritize being creative. I tend to over prioritize the doing over being. But having stability, having a balance with these four, it just comes to me now, they're like pillars. And if you place something upon 4 pillars, they need to be even for that which is placed upon them to be balanced. If one pillar is taller or shorter than the others, there's going to be an imbalance. And that's a beautiful analogy. I haven't thought of it before, or I haven't caught it before, but I'm catching it now. So there needs to be stability between these pillars. However many pillars you have as spiritual needs, we all need to find the stability. And when we do, our life becomes smooth rides. Like smooth rides. All right, I think that was it for today. And so until the next time, I bless your day, and I bless your way, you beautiful, magnificent, wonderful, powerful, abundant being. Namaste.